So Carl Cameron is a former senior political correspondent at Fox News, and he went after Tucker Carlson and other talking heads at the network for promoting dangerous anti-vax conspiracy theories in the name of clicks and profit. In fact, here's Cameron on CNN. Take a look.
It's about ratings.
Just money.
And ratings ultimately become revenue. And that's the name of the game. Whoever gets the most clicks on social media makes the most money, gets the most fame, gets the most attention. And that type of activity is not journalism. It's not news. It's gaslighting. It's propaganda.
So, look, 100%. It is. It is propaganda. Now, he also added, it is the opinion hosts who aren't journalists per se, they're talking heads, and their job, their reward is bringing eyeballs on television. And they all really have to do all they really have to do is keep people watching until it's commercial time, and then it's ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching for the networks. It works really well in prime time, but it's not news. Well, understand that, like, a lot of media right now is outrage culture. That's what it is. People will do news stories where they enrage people. And that's really what it's all about. Now, Fox News knows their audience is a bunch of reactionaries who are ignorant of the science and completely distrustful of anything other than their favorite political host. And not just, of course, media. And by the way, you can be skeptical of corporate media. I'm skeptical of corporate media. Of course, everybody has a bias. But here's the thing, you can't be skeptical of factual information. Facts are facts. That's it. The fact is, studies have shown vaccines are overwhelmingly safe and effective. The COVID-19 vaccine, also safe and effective. Yes, there are complications that happen, of course. In fact, they happen to, a fairly minute section of the population. Less than about 1%, but overall, as I said, 99.5% of all the deaths from COVID-19 are among the unvaccinated. That's it. And while you can still get COVID-19 while you're vaccinated, that is a result of, again, being unvaccinated. And look, when you are vaccinated, you can get COVID-19. The thing that the vaccine does for you is that it makes sure that you do not get that sick, as sick as you would as if you were unvaccinated. So you're less likely to develop serious symptoms or go to the hospital. And of course, the vaccine also made it so that you were less likely to actually get it. But with the Delta variant, since it is more infectious than the previous variants, you actually are a little bit more likely to get sick than you were with the previous strains. So hopefully I'm explaining that right. But all right. Basically, as I said, the COVID-19 vaccines are very effective at keeping you out of the hospital and especially out of the grave. That said, I've got more video here of Cameron. He's going to go on. Take a look.
You say it's about a business model. Isn't killing your own supporters a bad business model?
Absolutely. It makes no sense whatsoever. This is literally the metaphor of the lemmings running to their own slaughter. People who are listening to that sort of stuff instead of the science, which goes way, way back, we would not be the world we are today if it weren't for penicillin. These types of things are real, and to suggest that they're not, particularly if you have no education in science and medicine, it is just plain lying to the American people and putting them at risk of death. This is wrong for journalists to be doing this, or people who call them that, whether it's Fox or One America Network or Newsmax. These are all cable channels that are perpetuating lies, and it has to be stopped.
All right, so he makes a good point in that, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to actively say things that kill your audience. That's why, of course, Steve Doocy is like, no, get your vaccination, please. Because he knows he doesn't want to kill his audience, because guess what? He makes money from that audience. And the Fox News audience is like, the average age is around like 72 years old. So they're more susceptible to the viruses and more susceptible getting sick overall. And so, yeah, you really don't want to kill your income stream. All right. That said, here's what he added. He said the solution for all of this is to have people to have is for people to have conversations with loved ones who may be hesitant to the vaccine, but from a place of empathy. He said people have been disillusioned and people have been gaslit and they don't understand it. And then, of course, added the result of course, Donald Trump playing down the vaccines, which, by the way, he also wants to, at the same time he plays down the vaccine, he also got the vaccine, and he also tried to take credit for the development of the vaccine, which again happened under his administration. So if he wanted to take credit for it, not actually, and tell people, it's the Trump vaccine, it's the greatest vaccine ever, it's the best vaccine, you should absolutely get it, then, okay, I'm not going to argue too much, because the people that he's appealing to don't understand nuance and facts, and if they want to believe him based on that, okay, whatever. Totally fine with that. If he comes out and I still make fun of him for it, but, very stable genius over there, okay? But here's the thing. As far as empathy and understanding, yeah, absolutely. You're not going to get anywhere by calling anybody an idiot. You're going to say, look, this is a situation. It's reality in the ground. You're just more likely to get sick and die from COVID-19 if you don't have your vaccination. That's simply facts. Now, if you choose not to believe them, and if you choose to be an idiot or an asshole, then yeah, I guess you've earned that, and I will call you an idiot and an asshole. But before that, at least try to get through to them the best way that you can, the nicest way that you can. So, anyway, that said, we are literally surrounded by information. There's no reason that you can't get the real information on the vaccines, and also there's a big problem in this country with a lack of media literacy. The ability to tell what's real and what's bullshit. And that can be difficult for some people who don't really do critical thinking, who haven't really been taught to do critical thinking or to look at what's real, what's not. And understand, like, even with that, there are people that still bear responsibility for what they do or what they don't do. So understand that, like, yes, you may have a low media literacy, and you also will watch Fox News. And that, of course, contributes to that media illiteracy. And then you end up having the opinion that vaccines are putting microchips into your body or something ridiculous like that. No, you still have the option, even if you believe that, to do actual research and to look at the CDC and actually look at what's really in the vaccines. And you have the choice whether to believe it or not. Okay? And so that's what I mean by they have some responsibility for what they do and what they actually believe. Again, you can be lied, gaslighted, etc. But at a certain point, it's up to you to go, okay, this is bullshit. I think I know a little bit better than what you're telling me. And I can just feel like you're lying to me. That's all I'm saying. But again, there are organizations out there to scam them. Fox News is one of them. But again, you can choose to believe the lies unquestionably, or you can do the actual research. And by actual research, I don't mean somebody's shitty YouTube video. Just saying. Look at the facts. And I think if you do, you end up realizing that there are these people, conservatives, organizations mainly, that are trying to lie to you and take advantage of your ignorance. And hopefully that gets you to think, hey, if they're lying about COVID, what else are they lying about? A little bit of hope here, but, I'm a hopeful person. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.